Words of Hope for June 2020. Over 2,000 years ago, a man named Paul wrote to encourage people in Rome who were going through some tough times. He knew what he was talking about. His message had been mocked, his character and motives maligned. He'd lost everything. He'd been beaten, stoned, left for dead. But he also knew God, and with the hope that gave him, he sent a letter to the people in Rome to encourage them. Here is some of what he had to say. And we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose for them. What should we say about such wonderful things as these? If God is for us, who can ever be against us? When we have trouble or calamity, is it because he doesn't love us anymore? And if we're hungry or penniless or in danger or threatened with death, has God deserted us? No! For the scriptures tell us that for his sake, we must be ready to face death every moment of the day. And despite all this, overwhelming victory is ours through Christ, who loved us enough to die for us. In all these things, we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Our fears for today, our worries about tomorrow, or where we are, high above the sky or in the deepest ocean, nothing will ever be able to separate us from the love of God demonstrated by our Lord Jesus Christ when he died for us. We're saved by trusting, and trusting means looking forward to getting something we don't yet have. For a man who already has something doesn't need to hope and trust that he'll get it. But we must keep trusting God for something that hasn't happened yet. It teaches us to wait patiently and confidently. I don't think there's any comparison between the present hard times and the coming good times. The created world itself can hardly wait for what's coming next. Everything in creation is being more or less held back. God reins it in until both creation and all the creatures are ready and can be released at the same moment into the glorious times ahead. Meanwhile, the joyful anticipation deepens.